Fair enough. We got a groundbreaking report, Tyvis, this morning from Woj that the Lakers are now targeting Dan Hurley to be their head coach. And we'll talk about what that means for LeBron in a sec, but I want to look at it from the opposite angle for the Cavs to start. JJ Redick was apparently the front runner. Up until this report this morning, the Cavs have already interviewed 6 head coaches that could grow. Do you think JJ Redick is now on the Cavs' radar as a potential head coaching candidate to replace JB Bickerstaff?
Yeah, I mean,
and should he be?
Yeah, bring him in. I mean, we at the point where it's an open thing anyways. You should do your due diligence on everybody and make sure that, he's not a guy that you want, or maybe he might spark your interest. Yeah. I think if the Lakers had an interest in him and he was smart enough to almost have that job, which it's not nothing's on the paper yet, so he still could end up being that. But if he's available and he wants to take a look at the Cleveland job and you want to get a look at him, bring him in. What's the harm of giving him an interview?
Jason, does JJ Redick, what's his coaching experience?
Maybe he's got AAU kids. I don't know.
No thanks.
Yeah, like
I don't want an NBA coach who's
the rest of them is all assistants.
That's experience as a coach, though.
Yeah, I don't think Redick has nothing to do with the Cleveland search. I don't like they could have brought him in.
That was about his LeBron relationship, right?
And I mean maybe he will be a great head coach someday.
Sure.
But they
you wouldn't let him get an interview?
They could interview him anyway. Like they could have interviewed him.
See, that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying hire the guy.
James Borrego is on both the Lakers and the Cavs list. If the Cavs were interested in JJ Redick, they would have interviewed him already.
Yeah.
So the Cavs spent this week doing Zoom interviews with everybody, and they start bringing candidates to town next week. So if you haven't gotten a call by now, if you're waiting on that Cavs coaching job, you're probably not getting it. So they
were too cheap to bring everybody in for the first round?
No, it's not cheap. It's
joking.
just, they just.
Did the wine and dining starts now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this week was all Zooms. Mm-hmm. Next week is in person. But I don't think Redick's a candidate. And, I mean, the Nets tried it with Steve Nash, and that did not work. Yeah, Steve Kerr obviously came out of the booth and coached, but he did have front office experience prior to that.
Right.
Been around the game for a long time, and Kerr obviously has been terrific with Golden State. Doesn't mean it works every time. So
Steve Nash was also in a tough spot with those players.
Yeah.
Like some malcontent players.
They wanted him. They basically picked him. So, But I don't think Redick will be a candidate here.
All right, Mike. Let's get to this new game.
Quick. No, I want to call Jason out because Jason texted me and said I spelled his name wrong. Jason, look at your phone. It is actually 1D in Reddick. I had to spell check myself this morning. But
that's always fun when somebody calls you out, but they're wrong.
I know.
Yeah, because you got all the ammunition.
I'm sorry, you're right. It looked wrong to me.
Well, it's funny because I actually put it with 2 Ds this morning, and then when I was searching for pictures, nothing was coming up. And I was like, what am I spelling wrong?
So shouldn't it be pronounced Redick?
Maybe that's why the Cavs won't hire him.
You are ridiculous.
Way to play the game.
Real quick, before we move on to the other side of this move, and Jason, I'll start with you with this. You mentioned if you haven't got a call yet, you probably aren't going to get a call for this Cavs coaching search. Are you surprised anyone in particular hasn't gotten the call yet? We know 6 guys have gotten permission or interview and have been requested, but are you surprised anyone hasn't?
No, I don't remember who all's on the list now, but I think we've heard all the names that we thought we were going to hear. Right? Is there one that I'm missing?
Yeager hasn't got the call yet.
Mark
the only
Jackson.
One that's been
Yeager never got a call. That one surprises me a little bit, just because he was here.
Mark Jackson.
Is it possible they did and we just didn't hear about it?
Sure.
Because they didn't have to request permission since he does.
No, he's on.
Oh, that's right. He ended up on a coaching staff.
Yeah,
I do know Yeager just got back from Italy yesterday. I have a little inside info that he just got back from Italy, so maybe that one's still coming.
Who's that guy in that picture? Is that Chris Quinn?
That's Chris Quinn.
He looks like, a hitter from the Giovanni family, one of the mob families.
Has he got a shovel in his trunk?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess Yeager would surprise me if he didn't at least get interviewed, because he was just here a few months ago. But otherwise, those are all about the names that we thought we were going to hear, right? Adelman was the late addition. That was a surprise. I hadn't heard that one at all. But that was the only one that hadn't really come up yet.
The potential connection to this, obviously there's been these rumors today that the Lakers are, well, not rumors, Woj gave us the privilege of hearing one of his reports, and it said that not Bobby Hurley.
Dan
Hurley. Keep my Hurley straight. Dan Hurley, the head coach of UConn, has done a great job there. Apparently the Lakers are bringing him in. They're going to pay him a boatload of money. But a lot of people feel like he won't be a great fit with LeBron, and why could that potentially help the Cavs or factor in?